So, our man Lawrence is for the streets, apparently. Hey! Should I even say our man? Like, I'm not on his side, but considering he's for everybody, then I guess he is technically everyone's man. Now, some of you might be wondering, I'm sorry, like, where did I just get dropped off? Let me give you guys a bit of a rundown. This is another late night conversation, and there has been so much going on, guys. It's not just the insomnia, still dealing with that. No, I also got food poisoning yesterday. I kid you not. I lost like 5 pounds. Silver lining, I guess. I don't know. Regardless, yeah, I'm gonna be up for a bit, just recovering, but also still kind of like sleepless. That's all right though. I'm feeling better, so let me give you guys a bit of a rundown of what was going on, because apparently this week the book community, all book communities, just decided to collectively lose their minds. I kid you not, every time I even glanced at threads, like, the world was blowing up. At least the book world was blowing up. Something was happening. And I'm just like, how do you guys manage to have something happening? And, nothing positive, apparently, at every turn. Keep in mind, you guys haven't been hearing from me in a while. I've not been online for a while, really just working on staying away, not being on too much, just getting that mental, like, back to a nice, stable position. Oh, yeah, by the way, hi to all of the new people who joined. It's so great to have you guys. But yeah, back to the book community. Every time I decided, my one drop in for the day, explosions everywhere. So let me go through this new piece of chaos with you guys. So apparently this narrator who who is well known in the book community, well loved in the book community because he has apparently a great voice. I won't lie, I do love listening to audiobooks because a lot of times I listen to them while I'm reading my books, because I just feel like it helps me to just get in the world so much better. It's just so amazing. And apparently he has like a really nice deep voice, so all power to them. But he was doing bits behind the scenes apparently, and the reason we found out was because his wife, I don't know if she hacked into his profiles, or because she's his wife, I'm guessing she had his logins, or I don't know, but she made a post on his page basically outing him and everything that he did. I'm just going to read the post to you guys in case you guys have not seen the post online. Hey everyone, my name is Lawrence. In these pictures you will see me with my wife of 18 plus years and our family. Before I get started, I'd like to first clarify that I am very married. Oh, she's starting strong with this one. I've never been divorced or separated. As a matter of fact, when my wife asked me for a divorce almost 3 years ago because I was a trash husband, I begged and pleaded that we go to marriage counseling to make things better. Okay, guys, you guys know how I like to comment as we're going, because I just can't help it, because I just have so many thoughts. So much right here. And because part of me is just like, this is not too much book news, but also she brought the book community into it, so it's now book news. If you don't want to be with someone, I just don't understand why people just can't leave the relationship. If I don't get it. And she asked for a divorce, and you begged and pleaded, begging and pleading. Holla to Brandy. But you begged and pleaded, and then, you did the whole, let's do marriage counseling, and she gave you an opportunity to do better, I don't know what caused her to ask for the divorce, 3 years ago. I not too sure she disclosed that here. But she gave you a chance, and here you go, ruining it. Here you go, playing in her face. Like, you know what? This is why, and I know, like, this always gets a bit, like, complicated in terms of how people feel in some of the tropes that they read in books. When it comes to romance, there are certain tropes that, like all people, there are certain tropes that are my favorite, certain tropes that I love. But there are certain tropes that I don't want to, I don't want to judge you guys for what you're reading and what you like. I don't want to, knock your yum. There are certain tropes I can't get with. And one of those tropes is the cheating trope. I can't. I can't. Unless you were like drugged and, And in that case, is it considered cheating when you didn't, you didn't intentionally and you didn't actively plan and do this? That's different. But yeah, cheating tropes always kind of throw me back. I'm like, he cheated, I'm not too sure I like that. It's not even I'm not too sure I like it. I don't like it, okay? But let's go back, okay? Let's go back. Let's continue because it was a long post. Okay. What's crazy is, right before that counseling session, literally hours before the session, I slept with someone else, then showed up to the session like my wife, and what she was saying was the problem. Hours before, hours before is wild, okay? But I'm getting ahead of myself because she wouldn't find this out until months later. Okay. This narration space was supposed to be a hobby that brought in some money here and there. When I got in these book spaces, I figured out that I could lie to and manipulate so many women in order for them to feed my ego and make me feel good. You'd be surprised how many authors, married ones too, that I was supposed to be working with, but then my wife find emails and other correspondence that confirms that the working I told her I was doing was a lie. Very good. What I don't understand is, if we are writing about cheating, blank, 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 bruh, I'm just like, I don't know what YouTube is gonna censor. Yeah, but you guys can read it. Why would these women then entertain an inappropriate relationship with a married man? Very good point. We know blank lie, and that is exactly what I've been doing for the past almost 3 years. Whew. Thank you for all the videos and pictures that have been sent my way. Ugh. Although we should be mindful of what we are sending another woman's husband, those intimate videos and pics should be private. Anyway, at one point I was juggling up to 12. Oh, wow, okay. That's a lot. Women, many of them married. I have been doing all of this while begging my wife not to throw away our time together or not to throw away our family. My behavior has destroyed the safe, trauma-free childhood that my children once had. It's caused my oldest to really struggle with his mental health, but I refuse to stop because getting my ego stroked by people that don't actually know me feels good, and that's clearly more important than my child. I also have my own mental health issues that I refuse to get help for. Oh wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. And that's like the last bit of the post that I saw. And this lit the book world on like fire, especially because, like I said, apparently he's a very, very famous narrator. I wouldn't even lie, guys, even though I listen to audiobooks a lot, I usually don't know who the narrators are. I'll be like, oh, it was a great narration, loved it. I don't go past that. Like, I don't know why. I don't go past like, oh, who was actually narrating the book? Not really. Maybe I should. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so that's the saga that's been, like, that's one of the sagas that's been, like, blowing up the book world. And this is the thing. I'm baffled because one post that I saw said that allegedly he went to, I believe, Black Romance, I forgot what it's called, BRBF. I always forget the acronyms. The festival. And apparently he was hooking up with people there and, like, authors and stuff like that. And guys, do you guys feel a bit like off or like icky with this? Because with all the discussions happening, I saw so many people like obviously supporting her, and then I saw so many people also like attacking her, going, oh, you know what, like, why would you bring your business to the internet? Because that's always been a conversation about, like, you know what, guys, keep your business at home, take it to therapy. Obviously therapy wasn't working for them, but like they're just like, don't offload it, and especially because obviously she was responding back when people were coming for her, and people were just like, don't bring it to the internet if you don't want to hear our opinions and you don't want to hear smack and la da 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 da. And with that's everyone's own like prerogative, like what they decide to do, what they decide to share on the internet. But how do you guys feel in terms of like what your narrators and authors are doing behind the scenes? I want to know, does that make you like want to stop reading them or stop listening to them? I was very curious because a lot of people were now coming out of the woodwork saying, I need to figure out who the authors were that he was cheating with, because obviously she mentioned while she was speaking as him that he was sleeping with, a lot of, not a lot, but like a good amount of authors. And he also said that some of those authors were married as well. And so it brings, like, a lot of people were just saying, release the names. Has she released the 12 names yet? And in my head, I'm just like, wait a minute. What are we doing here? We're now going to, and the thing is, this is where it gets complicated, because you can say on one hand, no, don't encourage her to do that. She's now going to blow up more families. But at the same time, if he's cheating with people who are also married, they're also ruining their own families, but their families probably don't know yet, and that's not good. It's very, very chaotic. Beyond that, it's the fact that, is this what you guys are doing at festivals? You guys are out here cheating on spouses? You guys are out here just getting with anybody and everybody? Again, not trying to yuck anyone's yum. Actually, no, I'm gonna yuck your yum. I think cheating is despicable. It's disgusting. It's absolutely terrible. I don't approve of this at all. I'm yucking this type of yum, because this isn't a yum. It's a yuck. It's a yuck. There's no part of this that's a yum. It's absolutely disgusting to me. Like I said, when it comes to books, that's one of the only tropes that I will not give a chance, because I'm just like, the heck, what? You cheated. you cheated. I don't understand. Unless you were drugged, or if we're talking about fantasy, you were under some spell where you actually had no control of, your faculties. You didn't know what was going on. You found out later on. Like, in those instances, like, you weren't even in control. You were also a victim, So that in that situation, okay, let's have a conversation there, right? Because I don't want to spoil. I was gonna mention something in The Boys, if you guys watch the show, but you know what? To be fair, it was last season, so, you guys should really be up to date by now. But let me not say anything. But yeah, in cases like that, where the person does not know that something happened, that's a different situation. That's a different form of abuse, not really, intentional cheating. But when it comes to cheating, I will never side with it. Fictional, in real life, I'm never going to side with it. But I am kind of half and half about what should be done now. what should be done now. Everyone's now asking, oh, release the names, let us know which authors out here moving mad, moving dirty. And then the others are just like, wait a minute, no, keep this in your own household. We don't even know why you brought this to the internet. Also, people are just like, girl, you went on his page and posted this as him. And that's a whole other conversation about, like, spousal privileges, I guess. I don't even know. Again, did she break into the account, or did she just get access to his phone? And that's probably how she found all the emails and all the pictures and videos that guys, messy. And I won't even lie. Like I said, so many things were happening just in this 1 week, in the book community, that I started to, I really was wondering, is we reading anymore? I'm gonna have a discussion about that, because I want to know. That being said, it's getting really hard for me to, like, determine what I should call myself, because, like, I kid you not, I always identify as a fantasy girly and a thriller girly, but now, in terms of, like, what I'm really, like, being drawn to in the books that I'm getting, I won't lie to y'all, I feel like it's more thrillers than fantasy, and I'm just like, ooh, Shelley, you're gonna, you might need to rebrand. You might become a thriller girly, and it's so interesting. One of the interesting parts about that is the fact that, like, I write fantasy. Like, that's what I write. And, it's easy for me to write fantasy because, obviously, I love reading fantasy. So, of course, you're going to write fantasy, right? But now I'm just like, I'm reading a lot of thrillers. But the thing is, even though the idea of writing a thriller, to me, sounds so awesome. I definitely, like, I'm just like, because I love thrillers so much, it'd be so fun to write one. But no idea how, in the sense of, like, my brain doesn't operate in the sense of when I'm, like, creating worlds, or when ideas pop up, it's never, oh, what if this happened and you have to solve this crime. It's never that. It's literally always something to do with a fantasy or a magic system or a new world. Like, so I'm just like, bruh, my brain just cannot get out of the fantasy mode. So it's really, really funny that I'm finding myself just loving more and more thrillers. Nothing wrong with it. I know we've strayed off topic. I do this a lot, guys. I feel like if you've been with me for a while, you know that I do this a lot. I definitely stray, especially because, like, it's in the middle of the night now, so my mind is already very, like, scattered. It's all over the place. So shouldn't really be too surprised. But yeah, let's try to get back to the topic at hand. What are your thoughts on this entire Lauren situation? Like, your thoughts on everything to do with it, in the sense that, one, should she have brought this to the internet, or like literally like just take it to, divorce court, get a divorce lawyer, and keep us out of it? Because part of this, like, obviously her coming online is the fact that obviously she's hurt, and I feel for her, and I'm on her side. Like, she has been betrayed, and this is some form of emotional abuse, especially like, going to counseling, cheating right before counseling, and then in the counseling session pretending as if she's the issue. Like, it's giving emotional abuse. So I understand like that she's hurt, but obviously her, like, a lot of people were going online saying, babes, you're out here just trying to mess up his bag, because who's going to want to work with this person, especially now, because some authors are at risk of having their names leaked, because apparently they were cheating with him as well. Like, some people might not want to get involved with him and stuff like that. So there's that. They're having conversations about, like, yeah, you're ruining his bag, and you're also affecting your own bag. I saw when someone said that, and then she replied, she's just like, I have a really good job. With or without his money, me and my kids are fine. Like, she said, let me set the record straight. Okay, we don't need him, so when he's gone, we're good. And I love that for her, because that's great. But yeah, the way she obviously like went about in terms of like, coming online and like just spreading it, like spreading all the business out, people are kind of just like half and half with that. And I'm just like, this is married folks business. I don't feel like, when you're like, you witness someone like arguing, and you're just like, you're in the room, but you're like, oh, this is awkward, I shouldn't be in here, this is a private conversation. This is what it felt like, but online. And to be fair, online has become that space where people are having very private conversations publicly, and then like everyone's just like, we're not meant to be looking, but like, on one hand, you can just scroll away, but at the same time, when I tell you guys, remember I told you guys I couldn't escape it. Threads was blowing up, and half of my threads was that. I was just like, it's gone to the point where when I click on book threads, you know how like you can, there's a whole like section, if you're on threads, you know how they have like topical sections. You guys, I don't know what they're called, but you guys know what I mean if you're on threads. When I'm on there, I would expect to be seeing things like, a new release. I love like seeing new releases. I have like saved so many like, artists on there, because I love character art so much. New artists, new books being released, those are very, very fun. Oh, I saw this. I keep getting distracted, I'm so sorry guys, but I saw this author, and then she basically was telling us how like she wrote her book in 90 days, and she queried, and it got accepted in terms of like for an agent like really quickly, and then her book ended up getting like auctioned, in terms of like, it wasn't just one publisher wanted her, it was several, and then she got like a six-figure 2-book deal. And I'm just like, whoa, like, girl, tell us the secret. I'm really excited for the book. That aside, that's what I expect to be seeing on book threads, stories like that, but on book threads this week, I was seeing everything, but I was seeing just chaos. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on the entire debacle. And debacle is the best word. Actually, it's not. There's a lot of words for it. Catastrophe, like terror, if anything, because I feel like my timeline was terrorized by the chaos that was going on regarding the situation. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on the situation. And do you guys think that when it comes to the private lives, or private, like, private issues of like lives of the people in the book community, like authors and narrators and such and such, is there a boundary, is there a line? Because we've spoken about so many topics, but what do you guys think? Like, is there a line that we should start drawing about what we should be reading online, what we should be finding out, what we should be being told. And I know that it'll never go back to the point where it's just, oh, we're just talking about books and reviews, sadly. Because now people are very comfortable online. That's very true. And it's a book community, and the community is sharing, that's for sure. But should there be limits on what we're sharing, especially like in relation to how book related it is? Yes, he's a narrator, and he was going to book festivals, doing the do, and he was doing it with authors, so book adjacent, I guess. But like, let me know, because this entire situation had me like mouth agape the entire time. I was just there like, yo, I shouldn't know any of this. I shouldn't know any of this, but I do. But I do, because it's all over my timeline. And that's like interesting. But yeah, guys, yeah, that was like my mini rant. I would even lie. I'm loving this kind of like just conversational vibe that we have going on. I kind of feel like I'm speaking to friends. And I am, just like virtual, like, I've never met you guys type of friends. But yeah, I love kind of just coming to you guys and just kind of speaking about, what I've been seeing in the community. It's really fun. I'm loving it. And I am getting back to like responding. I'm getting better again. It's like things are getting right again, which is really good. But yeah, again, comment, let me know. Speak your truth. Tell me all about it, guys. Tell me what you're thinking. Yeah, tell me what you're thinking. Tell me your thoughts. And I can't wait to read them. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye.